besides the postal route?
That's not even on there. Nope, it's not even on there.
How will they know where it's going?
Because when you carry it to the post office and you have put your little divider sheet between your groups of 100, you say on there what postal route they're going to. Then they take that whole box and give it to the letter carrier for that route. That's how they do it. Okay?
So if you know of an agent who lives in that neighborhood that you don't want getting your mail out?
You cannot control that.
Right.
Everybody's going to get it. The only thing you can screen out is business addresses. Okay? All right, everybody good? All right, let's keep rolling here. So for added impact, so I went through the core mailing program, but if you want to layer on top of that, here's some additional suggestions. Mail a just listed or just sold card every time a RE/MAX agent is involved in the purchase, in the listing or sale of a home in your market area. Yes, Dee Dee.
Why just as an activation? I was told I can, if I want to, send just listed for anything in my area.
Yes, I think you can with proper disclosure, but the message that I want you to send on this card is, we just listed another. We just sold another. And that's why I'm saying RE/MAX only. Okay? However, if you want to do it on our competitors' listings or sales, and I don't know what the required verbiage is, but you could do that. But I don't want to give credit to another company. That's why I want to say we. Okay?
I think it's like per MLS or
Something along those lines. Okay, and by the way, certainly you want to do that on yours. But if you don't have a presence in that market yet, you can do it on every time a RE/MAX agent does that. Okay? 2, promote community events, local news, outstanding accomplishments by people and teams. Okay? If there's something big going on in the neighborhood, maybe you want to promote the neighborhood night out, or maybe the local high school team just won a state championship and you want to send a congratulations, you know, well, rah, rah, great team, go. You can do that. Anything, again, that demonstrates that you are intimately involved with the neighborhood serves you in your quest of becoming the neighborhood specialist. The other thing I would say is consider alternating your postcards occasionally with door hangers. The cost is about the same. In fact, I brought a little sample sheet. This is just a 3-up 8.5 by 11 cardstock that's pre-cut with the little door hole and the perforation so you can tear them apart. I did the calculations on this morning. I think you can buy the cards, copy color one side, black and white on the other, at a total cost of around 12 cents. Per door hanger. That's as cheap as it can get, because then you don't even have your postage cost, right? And you will discover as you go around, and I'm not saying knock on the doors, because this is not a solicitation, you're just putting this on the door, you will find yourself having conversation with people who are out and about, out in the yards.
We're allowed to do that in the Woodlands, though.
Are we? You all tell me.
I'm not sure, Dean, what do you think? Are we?
Unless it says no soliciting on the card, then I wouldn't.
Yeah,
do it.
then you have to.
Yeah, I don't.
Got one on my door.
Yeah, I would do, as a personal courtesy, I wouldn't do it if it says no soliciting. But if the neighborhood has a no solicitation rule, I don't think this is a violation of that, if you're just leaving it on the door.
I'll just say that my listing presentation,
Yes.
I went to their home and she told me the reason she called was my door hanger. And then the night I went to visit her, she had a no soliciting on her door.
Uh-huh.
I guess my niece didn't see it and put it on her
Perfect.
door anyways.
Perfect.
So I was like, this has always been there? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Okay, so ignore all no solicitation signs.
okay. Me and my niece did it together.
Oh, y'all did it together.
Yeah, but I did find some people that said they would do it, but I haven't used them yet. But you said not to do that.
Not to do what?
Let someone else do it.
Oh, you mean put the door hangers out?
Yeah, please do it.
I think you can. I would, if you're going to, here's what I would do. If you really don't physically want to run up to every door, I'd hire a couple kids to be your runners, and I would walk with them you would walk down the street, let them do the doors. That's much less taxing on you physically, but you don't want to just hand off to somebody else because they'll all end up in a trash can. Okay? You have to physically see them do it if it's going to get done. And I think there's tremendous value in you being there physically to have these conversations with people who are out in the neighborhood. Okay? So that's why I would say, don't just outsource it. Make sure that you're involved physically there one way or another, okay? So I'm a big proponent, by the way. You can buy really nice, glossy, laminated, double-sided, color, oversized door hangers, but they're about 70 cents a piece, okay? Or you can do something like this for about 12.5 cents a piece. And even though we always want to be the highest quality and always portray the highest image, and there may be some markets where that's an absolute requirement, I think the real value is just keeping your name in front of people as a neighborhood specialist. I know agents who have always invested at the highest quality, and those who've sent out raggedy, yellow, hand copied, black and white, cut it on the machine, you know, send it out, be embarrassed for your mother to see it, and they get results, okay? So I think it's okay. Lisa Roth runs our postcards off on our office copy machine. So I think that's a completely legitimate approach. Okay, so here we go. Here's where I said it's going to get more difficult. It's easy to mail stuff that we just write the check and carry them to the post office, but I'm going to recommend as a neighborhood specialist that you get much more involved in the community. And that twice a year you organize some type of community drive or campaign. And I've given you a couple examples here: a canned food drive, used coat drive, community cleanup day, block parties. I like how that can goes in and out of the box. I didn't know it was going to do that. That's kind of neat. Neighborhood watch. This is an idea I had last week. We're sitting on our driveway handing out candy. I'm like, everybody's coming to my house. I mean, how could an agent capitalize on that? Set up a little Halloween costume photo booth with a little green screen, or your garage doors, the background. Take a photo, have your printer set up, print it for them right there and hand it to them. And if you use a green screen with a little image software program, which are extremely cheap, you can put a Remax hot air balloon on the backdrop. Something of that nature, so that it's branded to you, but it's something that family's going to go back and they're going to stick it on their fridge, okay? And nobody's going to miss your house with a setup like that going on, and you put a cold air balloon in your front yard, you will be the focus of the entire neighborhood on Halloween. So it's real simple. By the way, are you aware we have cold air balloons that are available to all you guys? I knew we had one in the closet. I asked Raul.
There's 2 more though.
That's where I'm headed. I said, Raul, can we use that? He said, not only can we use it, Brian Parker just gave us 2 more. So now we have 3 cold air balloons.
Yeah, I used it at the Sterling Ridge barbecue.
Perfect. So
You could see it every place, just have to have power to plug it in to keep it.
exactly.
That's all you need.
Yeah, some of them. Now, on the 2 new ones, do they require power? Because I haven't seen them yet. Because you can...
Same size?
Yeah, they're big. I used one of them. We took both of them, but they took up too much room around the hot dog booth.
Yeah. Well, the standard cold air balloon is 8 feet. And that's one with a blower in it to keep it inflated. However...
I blew one of them up in here, and it kept getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Well, 8 feet.
I didn't plug it because it was too big.
Yes. Yeah. You want to make sure you've got at least 8 feet of coverage. Having said that, if you're going to do this on a regular basis, you might want to buy your own. And there are sealed balloons that don't require the blower, i.e. don't require ongoing electricity. You blow them up once, cap it like a little kid's inner tube or something, and then you just anchor it and it'll freestand by itself all day long. Okay?
The other thing is we got a lot of just the regular balloons that you blow up with helium.
Yes.
And we took a bunch of them to the Sterling Ridge thing, and we just went over and bought one of the disposable helium things. And it was for like, I forget, I ran out, and these kids are all walking around during the whole barbecue with them tied to their wrists.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and
Perfect.
It was $30 for but I'd get a bigger one next year, because we ran out, and those girls from the schools were trying to blow them up, but that didn't work too good. So it's an easy thing to do, and we've got
Yeah.
a lot of those balloons, a lot of them.
There you go. You want to brand everything. You want to be large and in charge in your preferred market area. Now, let me give you a quick example on the canned food drive, what that looks like. What that means is you go by every door in your neighborhood, and you can knock if you want to do that. This is not a solicitation. Or you can just leave your canned food drive bag on the door, a la the Boy Scouts. And what it says is, on the bag, it's printed on there, I'll be back next Saturday morning to pick up this food, which is going to be donated to X charitable cause. If you want to participate, just fill the bag and leave it on your front porch, and I'll come back by. The other side of the bag is printed with all your personal promotion information. Okay? So they've got that bag in their house for an entire week. Most people, or a high percentage, are going to participate, and they're going to put that bag out there. That gives you 2 potential face-to-face contacts. And it highly integrates you into the neighborhood as somebody who's not just there to make money.
What kind of bag?
A plastic bag. And
Get it printed?
you would have it printed. Yep, any printer, you can Google it, whatever. You can get plastic bags printed. Now, that's an investment, okay, because you're probably going to pay $1 a bag or something. But again, high return to portray that kind of image in your neighborhood. And to be able to...
If you do that, it's cheaper the more you do.
Yes.
So if you think you're going to do it every year,
Yes.
you can order 1,000 of them or
Yeah.
500 of them, and the more you order from any of these companies, the less expensive it is because it's based on
Yes.
the number.
Well, the other thing is, go to your printer, your bag printer, and say, this is for a charitable cause. I mean, what can you do for me here? Get the price down. You could even co-brand this with your lender or title company or whatever, and get the cost further down. Split the cost on that. Okay, so think creatively. The point is, get in front of the people in your preferred area, and this is a great way to do it. And then on Neighborhood Watch, you want to be the block captain, right? Get the inside information. On National Night Out, you want to be the organizer. Okay? You want to be the center point of everything that goes on in that community, okay? Because it's about more than real estate. All right. So I'm also going to say, again, this is where the hard work comes in. Hold open houses monthly in your preferred target area, whether you have a listing or not. Okay? Get creative with it. Find another RE/MAX agent who's got a listing and offer to hold it open for them. If they're building in the neighborhood, go to the builder and offer to hold open an inventory home. Every time I talk to builder reps now, I'm asking them, are you willing to have RE/MAX agents come in and hold your inventory homes open? Almost always they say yes. I hit up Linda this morning. She's got 6 spec houses. I said, how would you feel if we had an open house blitz and put a RE/MAX agent in every one of those inventory homes this weekend? And I mean covered the area and balloons and directional signs, and we all promoted it. I mean, would you be okay with that? Well, she's got a check. But other builders I've talked to said, come on, come on. So we're going to be doing that kind of stuff. You're going to see some invitations. Do you want to participate in an open house blitz at this, for this builder at this neighborhood? I've got a friend, close friend I work with in San Antonio, who organized this for her office. Builder had 6 spec homes. They sold all 6 in one weekend, doing what I just described, okay? So, but you don't have to wait for the office and the whole blitz campaign. You can do that as an individual agent by going to the builders in your preferred market area if they're still building there, okay? Flood the area with branded directional signs. I know you can't do that in the Woodlands. I know that. But we sell houses outside of the Woodlands, don't we? And
So now that ever.
that's right. We better be focused on a larger geographic area, okay? So flood it with branded directional signs. And I'll give you an example. What I mean by that, branded, RE/MAX, you want that red, white, and blue, but you also want your name on there. In fact, if nobody shows up to your open house, but you've got 20 directional signs with your name and a cold air balloon with a banner wrapped around it with your name, have you gotten value out of that open house? That's the point. Don't think you're going to sell that house to somebody who walks in. All you're trying to do is establish visibility and credibility in your preferred market area.
Open house, you got to be careful with in the Woodlands. They're very particular about the signs.
Yes.
And they'll come by, if you have over 1 sign, they'll come and take them, and then you have to buy them.
Yeah, and a sign like that costs about $18.
Yeah, that's why in the Woodlands
And they
we
charge
quit
you
using
20.
the ones with
Right.
their names on
Yes.
because they were taking them.
Yeah, I'm not promoting that you stick these all around the neighborhood in the Woodlands.
House. They won't take it from the house.
Okay.
But I lost all my signs that like that.
All right.
I lost all of them.
Thank you, Dean. Appreciate you being here.
Great class.
Okay, thank you. All right, use the cold air balloons. We've got 3 of them in the office. Buy your own. Put them at the front of the neighborhood.
Are they separate? Is your number?
If you buy a sealed unit, you can get them for $200.
That's what I thought. Okay.
A sealed balloon. If you want one with a blower, it's going to be $300 to $400.
That's all right if you use it often enough. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm going to recommend you use them all the time. When I say hold an open house monthly, that's at least once a month. If you want to dominate this area, hold one every weekend. Hold one twice a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday. Within 6 months, nobody would consider listing with anybody else in that neighborhood. If you own the neighborhood every weekend, nobody goes in and out without seeing your signs and your balloon, you're going to chase everybody out of there. Okay?
Somebody's got to show the houses in between though. It's kind of hard to do an open house every weekend.
Nah, no.
That's the only, what you're saying is correct, but if you're showing on weekends, then you got to find somebody else to hold the open house that's willing to do that.
And we have an office full of people who are,
Thank goodness.
yes.
And a couple other ones because
I'll hold it
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, there we go. Some lender support.
all day long.
Yeah.
okay, what do I have to bring you for doing it?
No, I will.
All right, one more thing. This is critically important. It's a critical piece. Critical. Door knock the neighbors, if you can do that in this particular neighborhood. And by the way, you might want to target a neighborhood where you can do this kind of thing. That might enter into your thinking, okay? Door knock the neighbors within 3 days prior to the open house with a property flyer and an invitation, okay? And then I've got some dialogue. If you're like, well, I don't know what to say, there's some fun stuff you can say, okay? I don't want you having to sneak up at night and pull out one of the flyers because we know everybody's going to do that, right? So I just brought you one. You can even, okay, high-level stuff, and I'm trying to keep this basic, you can even open your open house an hour early for a neighbor-only preview. You know they all want to get inside that house.
Yeah.
They've been wondering how those people live for years. They want to see it. Okay, so have some hot hors d'oeuvres and nice drinks and tell them neighbors only. At 1 o'clock, open to the public at 2 o'clock. Come on down. Well, 2 o'clock, you open to the public. What's it look like when you got, 30 people going in and out of the house? Okay, you've already created a sense of urgency that, better get it now. Okay, again, you're probably not going to sell the house you're holding open. You're trying to establish visibility and credibility. This will do it. That will do it right there. You will own that neighborhood if you will do this consistently. Okay, there's more work involved. And I love this idea. I hope some of you all do this. This is one of the best ideas you're ever going to hear all year long, okay? Go to your local elementary school. When I say yours, I mean the elementary school that serves your preferred market area that you're farming into. Go to the principal and say, I want to show appreciation to the students in this school who are performing at a high level or serving other students at a high level. It's not just grade achievement. It's any special achievement, any special service. It's the good behavior award, the good attitude award, whatever it is. But you ask them once a month or once a quarter, I would like each teacher to nominate one student in their class for an above the crowd award. Then I'm going to come in and present that student with an award on a stake that they can put in their front yard and let the whole neighborhood know that they were recognized with an above the crowd award at their elementary school. Will those go in people's front yards?
Oh, yeah,
Will the Woodlands pick up that sign?
I don't think so.
They better not. They're going to have some angry parents.
They have other signs that go out for the basketball and lacrosse.
Yeah.
And that would be out near the front of the house, that's usually where they put them.
Yes.
So I think we get away with that.
Somebody driving by, what are they going to see?
They're going to notice that a lot.
They're going to see that red, white, and blue balloon, okay? And if you're marketing to that neighborhood consistently, when they see that balloon, who are they going to think of? They're going to think of you. They're going to think of your name. So I've given you, by the way, you have copies of this in your notes there, but it just says above the crowd student, Coleman Elementary, above the crowd recognized by Remax of Cleburne, or it could be, recognized by Dee Wims, Remax Sales Associate, however you want to do it, okay?
I'll just tell you about this stuff right here. I'm a homeroom mom at my kid's school, and one of the things they've been telling us, even in the baseball game, he's on a baseball team, they really want to stop doing stuff like this so that people don't know where your child goes to school as well as where they live. So that's what we've been told.
Oh, okay.
Not do too much information about your child.
Yeah, it is a sign of the times.
Like even at Orwell, they said
Yeah.
we could do the signs, but they're trying to cut back on like the names.
Yes.
That's the thing, is they don't want the names of the kids on there.
even nice, that person would know where she lives as well as where she goes
Yeah.
to school.
But
So-
it doesn't have her name on it, right?
No, it doesn't. It just says above the crowd
Yeah,
student.
you still know where she lives, 'cause it's
Yeah.
in her
Well, you know
yard
where she goes to
and where she
school.
goes to
Right.
school.
Maybe not where she lives.
In
but-
some areas where there's a heightened security sensitivity, this won't work.
I'm just telling you, that's what they're
Right.
telling a lot of parents
Right.
about these signs.
But I would say 90% of schools would probably be very open to this. And the parents would be very proud to stick them in their yard. So again, I'm just sharing ideas that have proven to be highly effective in establishing neighborhood credibility. Okay, I love that. So now let's get into the numbers. Because I said this takes money, farming can require an investment, but I want to show you exactly what that looks like for 500 homes. Now I've just summarized on this screen, but in your handout I've given you detailed line by line accountability for each one of these items. But the revenue on 5 sales, remember we're targeting 500 homes in our example, 1% conversion rate, $300,000 average sale price, which is reflective of average sale price in this office, a 3% commission, that's $45,000 in revenue. Okay, did I get the math right? Okay, your expenses on 500 homes would come to $5,883 to do everything that I coached you to do in this class. Bye-bye, Dee Dee. Thank you for coming. Well, you got most of the good stuff. Net income, so you take 45 minus the 58, is $39,117 for a return on investment of 765%. If you were putting your money in the stock market, what kind of return would you demand? What kind of return would you be thrilled with consistently in the stock market? 5%?
5%?
5% consistently? Everybody would take that. 8%, 10% out of the park. You don't expect to duplicate that. And I'm saying 765%. Legitimate, conservative. I shared, by the way, this whole strategy with Lisa Roth, our in-house guru. She said to me, and then I met with her to talk about it. She said, Frank, when I got to your number at the bottom, I said, that can't be right. There's no way. That's 765%. So she said, I went back and ran my own numbers. My ROI, 2,000%. This is conservative. Pick 500 homes, put 40,000 in your pocket. Okay? How many 40,000s do you want? Okay? Scale it up accordingly. And I'm going to share something else with you that Lisa told me, and I think she shared this publicly, so I'm not giving away any secrets. She said, Frank, I've learned I can generate $100,000 in income per 500 homes. That's why her rate of return is 2,000 as opposed to 765. Okay? And she's not doing everything we recommend. In fact, she read it. She said, oh my goodness, I need to start doing some of this stuff. Okay? So this is extremely conservative. So you could, if I'm not trying to be conservative, I'd say you've got $100,000 here in revenue. You know, you've got $94,000 return on investment, $94,000 net per 500 homes. So just scale it up, and that's exactly what Lisa's done. That's how she's gone from being a $30,000 a year administrative assistant in this office to on track for Chairman's Club this year, $500,000. Okay?
She's worked really, really hard.
This-
She's put in hours and hours.
This is not a lazy agent system.
No, it's not.
It's not. You are going to work it. I mean, the mail part's the easy part. But then you got to get in there and get involved in the community, and you're going to be hanging some door hangers, and you're going to be organizing some community events. Okay? It's not the lazy agent strategy, but it is the highly profitable agent strategy.
Frank, let me ask you this though. I mean, you can't go into this and do everything right away. You've got to start it with the postcards, I would think, and go from there and plan your strategy. What, over 6 months?
What I would encourage you to do is put together a 12-month marketing calendar for your area. And it will start with, first of all, getting with SWBC and ordering the postcards, because it's taken a while. It takes them a couple months to get you the postcards. But when you get them, you'll get all 12 months at once. Okay? So then you're good to go. But just plan on about an 8-week turnaround on the cards themselves. Okay? So get that going first. Then go ahead and start your 8 and 8. Okay, get those ordered. Again, it takes 2 months. Well, there you go. What are you going to fill in? Do your 8 and 8. Get that going now. Okay? Then start plotting your open houses. If you have listings, go ahead and start scheduling them. If you don't, see who does, what RE/MAX agents. If they're builders, start talking to the builders. But those are the 2 things I would start immediately. The mail campaigns and the open houses. And then we're going to do community drives twice a year. So if you want to put that off to the spring, that's fine. Okay? Those are the critical pieces, are the mail, the open houses, and the community drives. And this elementary school program is just icing on the cake. I mean, that just puts it in the stratosphere if you want to do that.
Now, isn't there also that you can set up the hot air balloon, the real hot air balloon, if you do it soon enough in the year, and he'll come to the school with the hot air balloon?
Yes,
correct?
yes. It will cost you, used to be $500. Sometimes they'll do incentives and do it for $250. They'll bring the hot air balloon into an elementary school. You be there, there's got all the promotional material. The kids are taking color sheets home before it ever gets there. So the day the hot air balloon, all the parents show up with their cameras. Everything is branded with your name on it. And the pilot, they don't get to go up in the balloon, but they can sit in the basket, and he'll have the whole envelope inflated. They'll take photos, and then the pilot will go in and do a science lecture for all the students, how hot air rises. It's a fantastic program. Again, to establish credibility in your neighborhood, that's a fabulous way to do it.
What is it now, the cost? Is it?
It's $500 or less. $500 is the standard price, but sometimes they'll do incentives because it's they consider it serving everybody in RE/MAX, and so they'll subsidize the price from the ad fund.
Yeah, but 500 if you did it at the right school, can you imagine?
Oh my goodness, yes.
I talked to agents on other states that have done it, and they
Yeah.
said it was phenomenal. The people, the amount of people that showed up,
Yes.
didn't know where to put them.
Yes, exactly.
Took the day off and came to the school, and
We did a few.
Yeah, I've done it.
we did it here twice.
Yeah.
Last year, or the year before, we didn't do anything last year.
When my son was in elementary school, I did exactly that. I brought the balloon. It was a phenomenal event. Phenomenal. I mean, everybody, they thought the school was on sale. You know, RE/MAX hot air balloon out front. So, yeah, it's great. Okay, so that's it. That's
I have a question. The expenses, is that based on 12 months?
yes.
Year farming?
Yes. In fact, you'll see it in the breakdown. It shows you exactly what goes into those numbers. Yes, including the 8 and 8 campaign. That's included in here. It's all there. Okay? So again, I would say don't adopt this campaign unless you've got about $6,000 to drop into it. You know, about $500 a month over the course of 12 months. Okay? That's significant. I'm not hiding that fact, but I think the return on investment is off the charts. If you don't have, by the way, in years 2 and 3, you don't have to worry about budgeting that, because you're going to have revenue from the farm. But you need to have a little stash, I would say a 12-month budget set aside for that you don't touch in order to launch. Okay?
And you're saying 500 homes should be the least you should do?
No, I'm not saying that.
All right.
I just needed a round number for illustration
Okay, I
purposes.
just wanted to make sure on that.
Yeah, so the number of homes is determined by how many you're requiring of your transaction benchmark from that department. That's how you determine your number of homes, and 1% is a conservative conversion rate. Okay? So, any other questions? Okay?
I'm kind of confused. Okay, the 60% per postcard is the mailing cost,
Yes. Postage.
postage. How much do we have to pay for the design and the printing?
Okay, if you use SWBC, $0. They give you everything.
With the SOUs. And the 8x8, you said we could get it from.
The 8 in 8, I can give you the content. You'll have to print those yourself.
So we need to have it printed.
Yes, but that's included in this budget. This accounts for that.
But you can print them on your laser printer, I would think.
You-
We
you-
do just sold
you-
just
you can.
postcards all the time.
Yes.
And we use it on our printer.
Yes.
Top producer.
Yes.
But I've never sent the just listed, just sold to the neighborhood afterwards. I always sell them to all my past clients, and so that's.
Okay, so what's been your big aha from today? What's the thing that you've learned the most or been the most helpful to you? Anybody?
If you work really hard, you can make the results happen.
There you go. That's right.
Be committed to it.
Execution.
Yeah.
Execution. It's not enough to plan your work. You have to work your plan. Work your plan. That's right. Anybody else? What's your biggest aha?
I didn't realize that we could send postcards from other sales
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I've never done that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think what you said is so important is that we really need to get involved in like the neighborhood watches and
Yes.
food banks and things like that. And I think lots of times that we get involved in stuff and we don't do that.
Right.
And that hurts us really.
That's right. You want to own the neighborhood.
And then he's sitting in the office.
That's right. Okay. Good aha. Yes, Bill.
Is kind of a comprehensive plan that shows what can be the return on investment.
Yes.
That's the important piece to me.
Yes. Okay. Great, Bill. Good input. Yep. Hannah? Yeah. You want to start with a plan with the end in mind. Like, okay, if I do all this, what can I expect on the back end? Yes, you need to know that up front. And then hold your plan accountable to those results. Yep. Anybody else? All right. Y'all have been fantastic. All this is about helping you create the time and money needed to live an abundant life. So let me know anytime I can help. And Rosa. My pleasure. You want to hit the red button, Rosa?
You're gonna put
Hand
that
out
out.
for LJ.
Of course. Yeah, I have some extra handouts if anybody needs one for a friend or...